Hey, shalom, shalom, giving all glory and all honor and all praise to the Most High Yahweh, the one and only true God over the whole earth, and the one and only God over the nation of Yasha, all better known to the world as Israel. Shalom, family. As you can see from the screen right now, I want to get into talking about the Passover. Now, I think it was a month ago or a little while back, I made a quick snippet on why we're not to celebrate the Passover over here in captivity. Um, but right now I'm gonna get a little bit more in depth into it, right? And we're gonna get into it, and I'm gonna prove to you that we cannot keep the Passover over here in captivity because we are all unclean. Now we know during the Passover, the Most High is very specific about cleanliness, right? And not having no unclean thing in the temple or anywhere near these festivities or activities going on. So we're gonna break down that today, and we're gonna show that we are all unclean. None of us are clean. So we're gonna have to wait on the Most High, and this is what's important. It's important to wait on Yahweh. A lot of our people don't want to wait on Yahweh. They want to go do what they want to do and say, oh, "No, I got it right now." And it's kind of like, you know, a child that get told what to do, right, and then they don't listen, and then you go whoop their ass, but then while they getting their ass whooped, that's when they want to listen. It's like you listening now, but you didn't listen when I told you. It's too late to listen. You already getting whooped. So right there, it's like we the child that went off. You understand? And we getting whooped right now. We getting punished right now by the Most High. And now it's like all of a sudden everybody want to listen, but you have to take the punishment first. Then you can go and then you can go and let the Most High set the guidelines after the punishment is set. So let's get into it. This is Deuteronomy 16:1. It says, this is from the what they call the New Living Translation, because maybe if I read it like this, you might understand it. Because I think a lot of our people reading the KJV and they see the thither and doubt, shout and wilt, and they're getting a little confused. So maybe this might be a little bit more clear, so we can get a little bit more expoundation and understanding on what the scriptures is really trying to say. Okay. This is Deuteronomy 16:1. And this is for all of the Israelites out there. This is for all you camps, for all you OT Israelites, everybody out there. Everybody listen up, right? It says, in honor of Yahweh your God, celebrate the Passover each year early in early spring, right? The month of Abib, which we're in right now. It says, for that was the month which Yahweh your God brought you out of Egypt by night. Your Passover sacrifice may be from either the flock or the herd, and it must be sacrificed to Yahweh your God at the designated place of worship. Okay, so even when you read it in the KJV, it says it must be celebrated in his place, the place where he chooses to put his name. Right? It says the place that he chooses to put his name for it to be honored. So this is what's given the law. Okay, we know we kept the Passover coming out of Egypt, right? But now we're already out of Egypt, and this is Moses giving the law now. So now that instruction was for the people that was there with Moses, but we're the people we're not there with Moses right now. So even the people that came after Moses, like the people that was in Kings and all of the kings and all our different history, this was for them. You understand? It said your Passover sacrifice may be from either flock or the herd, and it must be sacrificed to Yahweh, your God, at the designated place of worship. None of us have a flock or herd right now. Nobody has any sheep or anything. As a matter of fact, we do have some selected, spread out Israelites that have sheep and may have some type of cattle, but as far as us as a whole, we don't have that. Okay? It says to be sacrificed to Yahweh your God at the designated place of worship, right? The place he chooses for his name to be honored. So this is a thing where Yahweh is choosing for this to go down in a certain spot. Like you can't just do this anywhere. And a lot of our people have this in their head where they think, oh well, I'm in America, and a lot of y'all nuts think that this is the land. You can't do it even if this was the land. Do you know where Jerusalem is at? Because that's the place where he chose to set his name at, which I already stated in the past video, but we're going to get it again, right? Okay. verse. As a matter of fact, let me get something real quick. Deuteronomy chapter 12. What does it say right here at the top? Deuteronomy 12, the Lord's chosen place for worship. Yahweh's chosen place for worship, right? All right. Deuteronomy 12:1. These are the decrees and regulations you must be careful to obey when you live in the land that Yahweh, in the land that Yahweh, the God of your ancestors, is giving you, right? You must obey them as long as you live. Verse 2. When you drive out the nations that live there, you must destroy all the places where they worship their gods, high on the mountains, up on the hills, and under every green tree. Now, the place where we were going in to take over was what they called the land of Jebu. Okay, Jebus, what they call the Jebusites. The Jebusites were taking over what they call Jerusalem. The Jebusites inhabited Jerusalem before Israel got into Jerusalem. So this is what he's talking about. All right. It said, when you drive out the nations that you must. Okay, we read that already. Verse 3. Break down their altars and smash their sacred pillars, burn their Asherah poles, and cut down their carved idols, and completely erase the names of their gods. Okay, we don't have that right now. We still got the name of JC, so y'all might be celebrating Passover with somebody that's there, and they might not be a fully what you would call awakened. They might still have some little strengths, fence rattling, fence straddling. And they might still got JC in their mind. So you might be celebrating the Passover with a straight idolater. Even though they might be playing, acting like they, Torah, what y'all call Torah only. But they not. They really idolaters, right? He said, do not worship Yahweh and your God in the way these pagan people worship their gods, right? So the same way that they do with JC and stuff, you're not supposed to do that. They having Passover and Easter. Well, they having Easter, and then Jake like, we gotta have our Passover. No, bro, we gotta wait on Yahweh, bro. You can't do nothing right now. All right. It says, verse 5, rather you must seek Yahweh, your God, at the place of worship he himself will choose from among all the tribes, the place where his name will be honored. Okay, so that there is a specific place, and this place was already given in what you call the Torah, what you people call the Torah. We know the whole Old Testament is the Torah, but you got specific nutcases that follow the enemy, and the enemy told them that the first 5 books was the Torah, and they said, well, we only go by these first 5 books. Well, that first 5 books told you there was going to be a place designated for his name to be set, because the main argument that they like to put up, well, where did Jerusalem come from? It was already set. So if you would have read Deuteronomy 12, you would have known that Jerusalem was going to be the place that he was going to set his name up. But that didn't come until Joshua. It didn't come until after Moses died. But y'all expected Moses to say something about it, though, right? But the Most High said that he going to put it's going to be a prophet. He going to rise up a prophet from amongst the people like Moses, which was going to be Joshua. But your New Testament people, y'all always say that that's talking about Jesus. That's not talking about Jesus. That's talking about Joshua, the real Yahweh Shai. All right, let me go back to Deuteronomy 16. It's Deuteronomy 16:2. It says, your Passover sacrifice may be from either flock or the herd, and it must be sacrificed to Yahweh your God at the designated place of worship, the place he chooses for his name to be honored. So you can't just do the Passover in Tennessee. You can't just do the Passover in Texas. You can't do it in California. You can't do it in D.C. You can't do it in Maryland. It has to be at the place where the Most High chose for his name to be honored. All right? Verse 3. Oh, we read that already. Let me go ahead. Well, no, we didn't read verse 3 yet. Let me read it right now. It says, eat it with bread made without yeast. For 7 days, the bread you eat must be made without yeast. And as when you escape from Egypt in such a hurry, eat this bread, the bread of suffering, so that as long as you live, you will remember the day that you departed from Egypt. Right now, that's what we all right now. We remembering that, right? You have to understand When the new covenant is set up, which is Jeremiah chapter 31. Let me get that. When the new covenant is set up, so will the new Passover be set up, because the Most High said nobody's gonna be talking about us coming out of Egypt no more. The new thing is gonna be us coming out of the land of the north, and I'm gonna get that real quick. Let me read Jeremiah 31 real quick. Well, matter of fact, let me get that first. Jeremiah 16. And I just wanted to put this together real quick for the people, so y'all can get a better understanding on what the Most High wants and what He expects from us in these times. Because a lot of our people have that religious spirit where they read it and they say, "Oh, they did it, but we supposed to be doing it." No, this whole book is so real. It's not a fake book. It's so real that we're in here, but that part right there is not us. We're somewhere else in here. You understand? So let me read it real quick. It says, Jeremiah chapter 16, verse. We can start at verse 13. He says, "So I will throw you out of this land and send you into a foreign land where you and your ancestors have never been," right? So that right there says it all. He said, "I'm going to send you into a foreign land where you or your ancestors never been." So you got people right now that's saying that the land of Israel is over here in America, and that the old ancient times, the ancient world was over here in America, which they going against scripture when they say that, because you can clearly read that from the verse we just read. That's not what it's talking about. Okay. So he said, let me read it again. "So I will throw you out of this land and send you into a foreign land where you or your ancestors have never been. There you can worship idols day and night, and I will grant you no favors." Okay. So this is the land of idols. This is the land of idolatry right over here. This is not our land. Verse 14, it said, "But the time is coming, saith Yahweh, when people who are taking an oath will no longer say, surely the Lord Yahweh lives, who rescued the people of Israel from the land of Egypt," right? So that was the old story, because that's where the Passover came in at, when they put the blood on the houses of the people who the Most High wanted the judgment to pass over. So now the new judgment is coming up, right? Okay. Verse 15. It says, instead they will say, "Surely Yahweh lives, who brought the people of Israel back to their own land from the land of the north and from all the countries where He exiled them." So that's going to be the new story. This is the new Passover. This is basically the new Passover in the making. We're living in it right now. We're not to go back and do what our ancestors did because they got punished. No. We're on punishment for what our ancestors did. So it's like I said, a kid can't start doing right while they're getting the ass whooping. They're going to have to get everything assessed after the whooping's over and then come back. So we still getting whooped right now. So you can't go out and just say, I'm going to do the Passover. You're not the Most High. So let me get this real quick. Ezekiel chapter 37 real quick. 36, I mean. All right, like I said, I got to prove that, all of us are unclean. We're all unclean right now. Nobody's clean. You feel me? So the Most High is very specific about how the Passover is carried out. We can't bring no unclean thing. The damn lamb can't even be unclean. Everything has to be perfect. So y'all call yourself having a Passover right now. It's not the way it's not what the Most High require, and for real, it's kind of like rebellion all over again. But it looked like y'all, it looked like y'all doing the right thing, but it's really rebellion because He told you to wait on Him. It's like y'all don't want to listen either way. When it was time for y'all to do the Passover and do everything right, nobody wanted to listen. But now He's telling you, like, look, just chill out. But y'all y'all don't even want to listen to that. It's crazy, yo. But Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 24, He said, "For I will gather you up from all the nations and bring you into your homeland," right? He said, "Then will I sprinkle clean water on you, and you will be clean, and you will be washed away, and you will no longer worship idols." So everybody's filthy right now, okay? So until the Most High cleans us, you can't just deem yourself clean and say, okay, well, we celebrating the Passover, and we doing the Passover. That's madness, man. Verse 26, He said, "And I will give you a new heart, and I will put a new spirit in you, and take out your stony and stubborn heart and give you a tender, responsive heart. Right, because you're stubborn right now. He didn't even command you to do the Passover, but y'all still trying to do it. You understand what I'm saying? So he said he's gonna give you a heart, a tender, responsive heart, right? Then he said, verse 27, I will put my spirit in you so that you will follow my decrees and be careful to obey my regulations. So the only way you can follow what the Most High is doing is that he has to put the spirit in you. All of you people out there that say, oh, I'm keeping the law, I'm keeping the law, I'm keeping the law. You're a liar. Because in order for you to do that, the Most High has to put a spirit in you. And he didn't do that yet. According to prophecy, that prophecy has not been fulfilled yet. So all y'all people out there saying y'all keeping the law and y'all act like y'all some goody two shoes, the Most High ain't dealing with y'all, man. He said right here, he gonna have to put his spirit in you so that you can do that. Okay? Verse 28. And you will live in Israel, the land that I gave your ancestors long ago, and you will be my people, and I will be your God. And I will cleanse you of your filthy behavior, because we naturally go off. Like, stop playing, man. All of y'all are filthy as hell, man. We all filthy. I'm filthy, you filthy, we all filthy, right? He said, I will cleanse you of your filthy behavior, and I will give you crops of good grain and send no more famines on the land. That's coming to us, all right? So let me get this real quick. Amos chapter 5, man. Because the Most High not hearing none of those little solemn feasts y'all got going on, all this crazy stuff. That he not with none of that. And a lot of our people use this to try to get on the Christians and stuff like that. But he's really talking to you. I see a lot of people use this. As soon as Thanksgiving come, they pulling out Amos chapter 5 and 23. You understand? Like that's talking to you people. All right. Amos 5 and 21. Right. He says, I hate all your show and pretense. This is all. It's all it is. It's a show and pretense. All what y'all doing right now, this is all for show. Because you got to do it and post it online. Because if it wasn't for show, you would just do it and it would just be that. But everybody has to look at my Passover. We doing this for the Passover. I seen a nigga that had a garment on. This nigga had a garment on with some Versace shoes. Like, come on. Like, I'm going to read it again. Amos chapter 5 verse 21. I hate all your show and pretense. This is Yahweh speaking. Okay? The hypocrisy of your religious festivals and solemn assemblies. That's all it is. All y'all just turned into religious nuts. Alright? He said, I will not accept your burnt offerings. What's the burnt offering? Supposed to be that lamb, right? He said he's not accepting that. And the grain offerings, the leaven, the bread, the feast of unleavened bread. He's not accepting that neither. He said, I won't even notice all your choice peace offerings. He said, in your noisy hymns of praise, I will not listen to the music of your harps. He not listening to none of that stuff, y'all, because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. We on punishment right now. All right? We're not on, this is not a play thing where you can just play with the Most High, like, okay, well, we're going to do Passover, like it's some church thing, like what you do at church. This is serious, man. So we won't be able to do that until we get back into the land. And then the Passover, it's not like a woman can even get ready for it. Because let's say if the Passover fall on a day when she comes on her menstrual, she can't attend. You know how many women are in them congregations right now attending all them feasts and them Passovers and they on their period and they unclean? Y'all better stop playing with Yahweh, man. Let me go back to Deuteronomy chapter 16. Alright, this is verse 4. He said, let no yeast be found in any house throughout your land for those 7 days, right? And when you sacrifice the Passover lamb on the evening of the first day, do not let any of the meat remain until the next morning. So you're supposed to eat everything, clear the plate, right? Verse 5. You may not sacrifice the Passover in just any of the towns that the Yahweh your God is giving you. So even in the land of Israel, they couldn't just do it in the land of Judah. They couldn't just do it in the land of Benjamin. They couldn't just do it in the land of Asher. It had to be in a specific place that Yahweh chose. Right? Verse 6. It says you must offer it only at the designated place. They saying it again. You must offer it only at the designated place of worship, the place Yahweh your God chooses his name to be honored. Sacrifice it there in evening as the sun goes down on the anniversary of your exodus from Egypt. And that's that, man. So now let's go to it, right? Let me get this real quick. All right. So let me get this in that Kings. It's locking, y'all. Give me a second. All right, now finding out where the Most High placed his name at. We know that's in Chronicles, right? So let's go read Second Chronicles chapter 6, and we can start at verse 5, right? It says, "Since the day that I brought forth my people out of the land of Egypt, I chose no city among all the tribes of Israel." Now we just read Deuteronomy. I think that was 12, where he said he's going to choose a city, right? It told you in Deuteronomy he's going to choose a place that he's going to put his name amongst one of the tribes, right? So he said, "Since the day that I brought my people out of the land of Egypt, I chose no city among the tribes of Israel to build a house in, that my name might be there. Neither chose I any man to be a ruler over my people," right? "But I have chosen Jerusalem, that my name might be there, and have chosen David to be over my people Israel." Okay? That's it. So, if you ain't in Jerusalem, you ain't got no business doing the Passover, man. Y'all ain't even clean. Y'all a bunch of unclean. Y'all like some heathens, man. You doing what the heathen do. You gotta wait on Yahweh, man. And with that, I'm gonna say Shalom, man. All praise to Yahweh, Yahweh Kai.